Sarver, Pennsylvania is home to one of the most beloved dirt ovals in America, Lernerville Speedway. The 4/10-mile clay track hosted its first races in 1967 and its first full championship the next year. Over the past 50 years of operations, it's grown into one of the most popular tracks on the World of Outlaws schedule for both the sprint car and the dirt late model divisions. Tonight they play home to the Spark Racing League's mini stock series here on the Overdrive Automotive Media YouTube channel. My name is Cam Gillens, and I'll take you on for the ride, not only as the broadcaster commentary, but also a driver tonight. This broadcast is a tape delay of the proceedings on what happened last night. Yeah, it was about a handful of us decided to get along for this a little bit different of a dirt track that my normal partner in broadcasting, Jake Mockey, decided that it was a good time for us to give her a go. So we'll go ahead and pick her up right as we're final moments of practice. As we're on board on screen here, the 52 of Johnny Rapp. As many of you know, he's early in the season has been dabbling when he shows up as the points leader. As you can see there, some of what's going on there. This track's a little bit different than majority of the dirt tracks we got going on here. We don't have actual walls going into the corner, so if you get it wrong, pop the cushion, as we like to say, get your tires up in there. It just takes you out into the outside woods, grass, whatever. As you see exactly what happens there if the one of Benson Weaver, it just pops it out and goes. Pretty much a point of no return. As you see, Johnny gets back on track. We're on board with Johnny. I can see there's a little bit of, as you can see, pretty much the corner there. That ledge I was talking about. We're on board with me now. Bringing out the old Castrol Celica here. We're 69 of Larry Pauling's now on screen. But yeah, this is track's one of two that I personally love. I know there's probably a lot more around the country that's like this, that doesn't have the wall going into the corners. Or so the other one I know is in Gillette, Wyoming. That's we're there personally. My brother doing sub mini modifieds or whatever with the practically the same engines that are in these cars, but in the modified situation, that's to be a competitive, you have to get really wrapped up. See Benson get bicycles right there. As you see, so we also might hear a term that we're calling 50-50 grinds, which in skateboarding terms is pretty much when you go half and half over a rail or on top of a ramp into a grind. So that ledge is so gnarly here that these cars will do the exact same thing if you pop the cushion. As we're about ready to get into qualifying. So the program here tonight's a little bit different than what you typically see on our broadcasts, where we're doing a one-lap qualifier. And then it goes into a heat race. As we're first on board with the 52 of Johnny Rapp. So the fastest way around this track is straight up at the top. There is no negotiating it. He's got to keep her rounded up. I hear Johnny there just tickling off the rev limiter. As you get the 17.81. See the final moments of my qualifying run. Got 18.21 on mine. As you can tell on the way hearing everyone's is the front runners are gonna be tickling the rev limiter. I didn't have enough confidence in the car to do that. As they're on board of 13 of Jake Mockey finishing out his qualifying run. As he jumped out to 18.49. So as we have a few more minutes going into qualifying, and not qualifying, before we go into the 10-lap heat, we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the rest of our whatever our schedule's gonna be. With all the holidays and everything just keeps popping up on us. So yeah, we go here. Here we're going to Hickory next week. That's gonna be a points race. That one's gonna be really fun. And then out our schedule with Lanier and South Boston, rounding out our second season of the Spark Racing League mini stocks. But this one was definitely a fun one. Like I said, this is the first time seeing this track. Was the first time I started to practice, and I wasn't expecting how wide it was and how sweeping it was in the corners. Like I was saying, that the top line is pretty much the only line you're going to see around here. It's just because, like I said, you have to keep your momentum and RPMs up to do anything. Here, that the bottom line is so abrupt. You'll actually see me in a few instances in a feature of the race, but I actually had to hop on the brakes to get it to go through there. Sometimes we were 3 wides or whatever, and I had to abruptly get on the brakes so I wouldn't sweep up on it. So, like I said, the top line is very dominant on this track. As where it looks like we're about ready to get into the heats here. So like I said, so you saw Benson Weaver put in a fast one. Apparently he either tapped the wall or something for the system to not count that. So that's why we're have the 52 starting on pole with me on the outside. It was very weird to see the couple of those guys back behind me to start this. Not gonna lie. As you see, the 13 of Jake Maki and one of Benson Weaver takes the outside to there. As we're about ready to get this going. As we're coming to the green here. And then 52 of Johnny Rao gets the jump as I come on the outside. We start fall back here. The battle between 13 of Jake Maki and the 420 of Will Jennings there. As you see, Maki here do the old-fashioned slide job on me. So Will and also this is the one of Benson Weaver tried to see that corner like I was telling you. As the 52 of Johnny Raps starts to check it out, we're gonna go back in this battle right here. Me and Will Jennings here. And you're gonna see it right here. Nope, not this one. Must be the next one. Next up in turn 4. Yep, there it is. I'm on the corner. I just lose it going on the outside here. And that's gonna bring us out to our first caution. We're gonna go on board with me as I do that. We're on board as I'm in the cockpit as we're doing that. So as you can see right here, I just got way too high and forgot to go to the corner. That brings us out to our first caution. I ran out of talent right there. But as we're getting back up and ready to go. As we're getting wrapped up. So you see right here, we're going to do a single file restart because I'm pretty sure they didn't want to see some slide jobs coming off for those last 5 laps or so. Because we're going to want to go this time by. As Betsy also pops the corner there. But yeah, what happened there is I was so worried about 420 Will Jennings behind me that I forgot to go into the corner, and by the time I started turning, it was too late. I was already going off into the corner. But happens on these tracks. As we're going back to grade 52 of Johnny Rapp gets to jump as the 13 of Jake Bucky comes on the outside. As Jake there tries to go on the low line. Trying to sweep up. But it's going to bring the 420 and Will Jennings and the one of Benson Weaver along for him. It looks like Johnny starts getting out there again. Battle between 13 of Maki, the one of Benson Weaver, the 420 of Will Jennings. The white flag here on the heat race. That battle between Jake and Benson. As Johnny comes on to take the checkered flag, the heat race with the 13 of Jake Maki in second. One of Benson Weaver. That's sweet. They all do their victory jump over the curb. As you just see me just coming back into the fray. So, and there's the results off of that heat race. Like I said, the 52 of Johnny Rapp takes the win, and he'll take the pole for the feature, followed by the 13 of Jake Maki. In second, the one of Benson Weaver. And third, the 420 of Will Jennings in fourth. The 07 of me in fifth. And then the 69 of Larry Pauling in sixth. As we're here doing a couple warm-ups here before we get on to the feature. We're on board with me as I do some of this. I just love how this track runs. Since we just tested a couple different lines, trying to go to the bottom. Not near like the bottom, but kind of like a lane up. And then it's kind of sweeping it up to the top. It's gonna be a little bit squirrely right there. On board of 69 Larry Pauling. Finished a couple, 20 seconds or so. Oh, save it, Larry! Yeah! Alright, we've got 13 seconds to go. Oh. Alright, that does that for the warm-up. We're about to ready to grid them up. Time is the fastest there in the warm-up. Alright, here we go as we're getting rated up. I love that hop. As we hear, just red bombing. As we go, one to go. Alright, as we're coming to the green here. The 52 of Johnny Rapp on the inside, and 13 of Jake Buckley on the outside. So we get the green. Looks like they stayed pretty much constant going into it, and the 13 of Jake Buckley gets the jump. There's a battle between the second between the 52 of Johnny Rapp and the one of Benson Weaver. It looks like Benson gets it going in front of Johnny there, and he's going after Jake here from front. As he's just riding the highlight, he kind of jumps down. We're on board with Benson, and he's trying to chase down Jake here. But he tries to stay off him right there. On board is side by side. As those two are the 52 of Johnny. He's just trying to keep them in tow. 420 Will Jennings is just kind of laying back a little bit. I'm just kind of trying to hold on and not try to lose all these front guys. We'll go back up front. It's a battle between Jake and Benson here. As they're coming up on the left traffic of Larry. This Betches is trying to keep in his wake. Trying to let 52 of Johnny Rapp try back in this. They're going to try and negotiate around Larry Pauling here. Larry stays high as they end up going low. Oh, he kind of blocks Johnny there. It's gonna make Benson and Jake here. As we're seeing a well of a battle as they go do a crossover right there. Jake. Oh, as they make contact into the corner. And here comes Benson here. With the crossover once again. There's trading position to position right here. It's bringing Johnny Rappin. Oh, as Benson take slaps Maki there. As Jake goes to the way extreme low line. Benson's got to get the motor bend and come back. Oh, he does kind of a slide job to get some separation between him and Jake there. That's bringing Johnny back into the fray. We're back on board. We're on board with Johnny here as he's trying to chase down Benson. As we're at 15 laps already. Oh, see 69 with Larry falling. Oh! Jumps the curb. He keeps it straight as we keep going. As this field's starting to get separated now. I got on board with me for a bit. Woo! I got a little squirrely there. We'll go back up front. Man, Betsy's just completely ring riding that thing. Slinging mud. I can start seeing the line starting to get a little dry slick here. With everybody running on it. As Will Jennings is gladly is sitting back there in case something those front runners start to tangle up again. As we're about to come back on lap traffic once again. About hitting halfway. Benson getting past 69 with Larry Pauling there. As Jake goes the second line, sweeps it up. So that way I see him starting to come back down on the track after his excursion, and I had to get a quarter throttle because I didn't know how abrupt he was going to get back on the track. We're on board with Benson here. Oh, looks like he needs to pull a tear off. So look at the 13 of Jake Maki starting to come back on him. We're on board with Jake. Yeah, it's starting to really get slick out there now. Looks like Jake got around Benson there. We'll go back and look at that pass. So it's like Benson popped the cushion and bicycled it off and that brought Jake along for take the top spot once again. We're going 19 laps to go. The front three are kind of spread out at this point. As 13 of Jake Maki leads, the 1 of Benson Weaver in second, the 52 John Rapp in third. 421 Will Jennings in fourth. I am in fifth. And 69 of Larry Pauling in sixth. It's like those front two are starting to come back again. The battle as it's starting to catch up to me. Well, I'm bored with Benson. As we get that battle for the lead. We got a couple different battles, me trying to pass Larry, and then here comes the leaders right behind us. Then those battles have brought the top three back together. As we're coming 11 to go. As a leader, So right there, I was expecting him to go high, and he went low on me. The collision rate was a lot faster than I was anticipating there. As we're going 3 wide for the lead. I'm on board with the 52 of Johnny Rapp. As we're going the top 3. You see Benson trying to do the slide job. Oh, Johnny takes the curve. So we're seeing Benson there doing the high line, and Jake just did the slide job, and we're gonna do the tandem once again. As Benson starts to pull it out once again. With 5 to go. Benson Weaver's up front. Oh man, right there. He was legitimately on that line. On that line of disaster. If he would have probably went another half a foot, he would have been over. Over 3 to go. So go for the Johnny back 3rd. 420 Will Jennings in 4th. I'm in 5th. Larry Pauling 6th. It looks like 52 Johnny Rapp again popped the curb. So we're coming to the white flag this time by. The one of Benson Weaver is out front. Looks like the 13th of Jake Bocky's trying to get some momentum. Let's see if they can go at it one more time for this win. Oh, looks like Benson got a little squirrely right there coming out of the 2. And here we go. As Jake tries to take it to the low side. Try to sweep it up. It's not going to be enough. It looks like the one of Benson Weaver's going to take the win here at Lernerville Speedway. As we see a little bit of the tandem going on. Everyone doing their celebrations. Looks like the 420 and Will Jennings also took it. 2 of Johnny Rapp. Figured he'd do some of last minute laps here before he does his celebration, and here he goes. Off into the pits. Alright. That was a fun one tonight. Lernerville did not disappoint. Which we're going to go on and show the results for this feature. As I said, looks like Johnny's still doing celebration, but the one of Benson Weaver takes home the win, followed by the 13 of Jake Mockey in 2nd, and the 420 of Will Jennings wraps out the podium, with Johnny Rapp going up, slide off the corner a few times in those last few laps, relegating him down to 4th. Me in 5th, and the 69 Larry Pauling finishes out our field in 6th. All right. Alright. 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 That about does it for us tonight. Here, it was a great race. Fun getting the actual race and then commentate for you. That was a little bit of a difference, but yeah, that just about does it for me tonight. Like, share, subscribe on the channel. It's really love doing these. Yeah, that about does it for me. This has been Cam Jones for the Overdrive Automotive Media YouTube channel, and we will see you